Revelation 1736, from the 12th of December 1940. Pray for strength in temptations. Spiritual progress. As insignificant as external influences may often appear, they are nevertheless decisive for the human being's soul life, and indeed they often bring about mental excitements which cause the human being to go within himself and seek closer contact with God. This always results in spiritual progress, for every connection with God is a step upwards. Every thought directed towards God is a willingness to receive strength from God, and this always promotes the soul's state of maturity. Therefore, all hardships in life, whether they are physical or spiritual, must always signify progress for the soul if they cause the human being to take refuge in God. Every danger can therefore be a blessing, every suffering can be beneficial for the soul. But the person who only calls God with his lips and never asks for his help is unstable. Everything imposed on him as a test will depress him, or he will overcome it, as he thinks, out of his own strength but with the support of evil power. For this is immediately ready if the human being disregards the eternal deity. God's adversary needs this state in order to work on his part, and this with success. The human being will be able to gain an earthly advantage and attribute it to his strength and ability, but this means a shortcoming for his soul. Similarly, spiritual striving can also be under the adversary's influence if the human being is exposed to temptations to test his power of resistance and now wants to gain clarity purely intellectually. Then the adversary will illuminate everything in such a way that the human being will be misled in his train of thought. Whereas a heartfelt thought of God makes the adversary's activity clearly recognizable and sharpens the power of realization, so that all doubt disappears and the temptations remain ineffective. The human being should never believe that his strength is sufficient, no matter what demands are made of him. He should always appeal to God for the granting of strength, for God's adversary's cunning is too persistent. He will use the slightest change of weakness to unfold his power. He will come in the most diverse guises, seemingly strengthening the person's opinion but always trying to influence him, to eliminate God in order to turn the soul towards himself. And therefore God's help should always and constantly be requested before the soul is in danger of being influenced by the opposing power. For the struggle becomes all the more difficult the later the human being takes refuge in God, who nevertheless places unlimited strength at his disposal. Amen.